Today, we're going to talk about how you can take a completely free AI tool and turn it into your own personal world-class mentor. And no, I'm not just talking about asking it a few simple questions. We're talking about building an expert from scratch that can teach you a really complex skill, like professional video creation.
So let's set the scene. You've got the fancy 4K camera, your lighting is on point, the editing looks super slick, but something just feels off, right? It doesn't have that professional shine. It's a super frustrating problem, and it holds so much potentially great content back. So what is it? What's that invisible barrier between good and truly great?
Well, the secret, it's sound. Audio is genuinely half the experience. It's this invisible craft that completely shapes the mood, builds tension, and makes everything clear. Bad audio just screams amateur, but cinematic sound, that's the signature of a pro.
But let's be honest for a second. Professional audio is a massive hurdle. The knowledge is just so deep and technical. We're talking about frequency spectrums, dynamic range, loudness standards, all this stuff that feels like it's locked away with industry veterans.
But what if you could just skip all that? I mean, imagine having an expert with the combined knowledge of sound designers from places like Skywalker Sound or Dolby, literally in your pocket, ready to spit out a professional workflow anytime you needed it. That is the absolute game changer we're digging into today.
So how do we actually make this happen? Well, the tool that unlocks all this is Google's NotebookLM. But I really want you to stop thinking of it as just another AI chatbot. The key here is to think of it as your own personal AI mentor that you train to be an expert in whatever you want. And the magic behind it is that it's a source-grounded AI. Now, what that means in plain English is that it builds its expertise only from the documents and notes that you give it. It won't just make stuff up or pull random facts from the internet. It becomes an expert on your trusted material, which is so crucial for getting advice you can actually rely on.
Okay, so how do you turn this thing into a cinematic sound genius? Well, the real secret isn't just the documents you feed it. It's one incredibly powerful instruction, what I call the master prompt. This is where you tell the AI exactly who it is and how it should behave.
And this right here is the heart of it. You're not just asking a simple question. You are literally defining a persona for the AI. You're telling it, you are an expert. Your knowledge is on par with the best in the world. And that one instruction completely transforms its output from generic to precise, technical, and professional.
And the whole process is beautifully simple. First, you feed it your knowledge. That could be audio guides, your own scripts, whatever. Second, you drop in that master prompt to give it its job. And third, you just start asking for professional level content. That's really it.
All right, theory's great, but let's see what this AI mentor can actually do. We're going to give it a couple of real-world tasks that any video creator would need, using that cinematic sound expert persona we just created. Let's start with something every single person needs. Before you even think about hitting that record button, you need a solid plan. So we'll ask our AI mentor for a universal pre-shoot checklist for production sound. Pretty standard request, right? And boom, here's the result. This is not just some generic check your gear list. Look at the details here. Set project sample rate to 48 kHz and bit depth to 24-bit. Inspect your XLR cables and connectors. This is the kind of specific professional checklist that actually prevents those expensive, painful mistakes on set. It's useful right out of the gate.
Okay, let's turn up the heat a little bit. A checklist is one thing, but can it map out an entire professional workflow? This time, we've asked it to create a complete cinematic-grade sound pipeline, covering everything from the first idea to the final export.
And just look at this. It distills all that complex information into a structured, actionable plan. Check out the mastering stage. Target -14 LUFS for YouTube, set -1 dB peak limit. That isn't just random advice. That is the specific technical standard for that platform. The AI is taking all these complex audio engineering principles from our source docs and organizing them into a step-by-step guide anyone can actually follow.
So here's the really crucial point. This technique, it goes way beyond just making videos. This is about a fundamentally new way to learn and to create. By combining trusted information with a powerful master prompt, you can build an expert on, well, literally any topic you can think of. This slide really just spells it out, doesn't it? I mean, the old way was hunting through dozens of articles, watching hours and hours of tutorials, just hoping to piece it all together. The new way is having your own personal expert, built from sources you already trust, ready to give you structured, on-demand answers whenever you need them.
It's a huge shift. So that really leaves us with one final thought. Forget about sound design for just a minute. Think about your own passions, your job, or some complex skill you've always wanted to master. If you could build a personal AI expert on any topic in the entire world, what would you build first?